If Dallas truly cuts bait on Micah Parsons, you'd need a haul that fundamentally restocks its defense, and few teams have the assets and cap space to pull off such a blockbuster. Here's how Arizona could engineer the deal Catherine Knox envisions and why it makes sense for both sides. 1. The centerpiece. 2 2026 first-round picks. Why Dallas needs them. Parsons is the league's most disruptive edge rusher, 52.5 sacks, 177 pressures, and a Defensive Player of the Year case before age 25. Replacing that impact requires blue-chip talent, which only top 10 picks reliably deliver. Arizona's incentive. At 4-12, the Cardinals are rebuilding. Packing in extra firsts allows them to draft immediate difference makers, offensive linemen, cornerbacks, or even a successor to Kyler Murray down the line. The sweetener, 2026 second and third round selections. Depth and upside. Second rounders often become starters by year 2, while third rounders yield rotational pieces. Dallas needs bodies across its front 7, and these picks let them chase edge prospects or plug holes at linebacker and safety in the 2026 class. Cap relief for Arizona. Packaging multiple mid-round picks softens the sting of offloading cap, giving Arizona wiggle room to extend young core players like linebacker Isaiah Simmons or re-sign budding guard Josh Jones. 3. The young star, Zaven Collins. Why Dallas should want him. Collins, a former first-round pick, flashed 8 sacks in 2024 and boasts rare speed for his 6'4", 265-pound frame. In a Cowboys scheme that prizes linebackers who can rush and drop into coverage, he offers a high floor as an off-edge complement. Why Arizona trades him. Collins carries a $10 million cap hit. By moving him, the Cards free $4.4 million and clear space to invest in their offensive line or secondary. Meanwhile, they ceded little. Collins has yet to break out consistently, so his upside is worth the pick capital. 4. Cap space calculus. Arizona enters the offseason with approximately $38 million in free cap, a tidy sum but not bottomless. Adding Parsons' estimated $35 million AAV contract would push them over. Swapping Collins' $10 million hit for Parsons' deal, draft costs keeps Arizona below the lid, while Dallas jettisons Parsons' 2025 salary and Collins' cap slot. Number 5. Mutual fit and scheme synergy. Arizona's boost. Parsons instantly transforms the Cardinals' pass rush. Imagine pressure from Chandler Jones, Marcus Golden, and Parsons, a nightmare for NFC West quarterbacks. Pair that with Bryce Young's ascent, and the desert suddenly hums with playoff potential. Dallas's reset. By reloading via picks, Dallas pivots from win now at all costs to sustainable excellence. 2 premium first-rounders let them draft blockers for Micah Belton and sleepers for Dan Quinn's evolving defense. Collins, as year 2's rising rusher, smooths the blow on the edge. Number 6, the bigger picture. For Dallas, it's a stark admission. Parsons wouldn't return on compromised terms. Better to bank future capital than let locker room standoffs linger. For Arizona, it's a bet on defense-first identity, a bold pivot away from costly veteran fellowships. If Parsons clicks, they vault from sub-.500 also-rans to NFC contenders by 2026. In sum, a Parsons first plus first, second, third plus Collins swap isn't fantasy fodder. It's a blueprint. The Cowboys collect generational draft currency and a rising rusher. The Cardinals obtain a future Hall of Famer in his prime. If the bluff fails, Dallas may very well pursue exactly this blueprint to turn one contract headache into a multi-year foundation for defensive dominance. Cowboys could send Micah Parsons to Cardinals for massive return package. As the Micah Parsons contract standoff drags on in Dallas, speculation is growing that the Cowboys brass may ultimately decide to pull the trigger on a blockbuster trade rather than meet their all-pro linebackers' sky-high extension demands. While Philadelphia or Pittsburgh often come up in trade chatter, Bleacher Report's Kristopher Knox points to a more surprising suitor, the Arizona Cardinals, as the team with both the need and the salary cap space to make a deal happen. Why the Cardinals? Cap flexibility. With roughly $38 million in available cap space, Arizona can absorb Parsons' 5th-year option salary and negotiate a long-term extension. Offensive rebuild underway. The Cardinals have invested heavily in Kyler Murray's supporting cast, yet their defense remains a glaring weakness. Parsons' arrival would instantly vault Arizona's pass rush into the upper echelon of the NFL. Momentum shift. After years of rebuilding, the Cardinals are on the brink of competitiveness in the NFC West. Adding the league's premier young defender could be the spark that finally pushes them over the top. Hypothetical trade package. Knox's proposed haul coming back to Dallas features 1. 2026 first-round pick, likely in the late teens, 2. 2026 second-round pick, 3. 2027 first-round pick, 4. 2026 third-round pick. 5. Young edge rusher Zaven. Why this makes sense for Dallas. Multiple early picks, 2 first-rounders and a second give Dallas flexibility to restock both sides of the ball or package picks for another impact player. Immediate starter in Collins. Though still developing, Collins showed flashes of dominant pass rush ability at Oklahoma State and in limited NFL action. He would step in as a rotational rusher opposite Anthony Barr or taken into next year's rush rotation. Preserves cap space. Moving Parsons' cap hit frees up nearly $25 million in 2025, allowing Dallas to address other roster needs, cornerback, offensive line depth, or even a veteran receiver. Why Arizona would pull the trigger. Elite defensive anchor. Parsons is just 26, coming off a 5th-team All-Pro season in which he registered over a half sack per game. He'd instantly transform Arizona's defense into a championship contender. Complement to Chandler Jones. Pairing Parsons with veteran Chandler Jones would create one of the league's most fearsome two-man pass rush tandems. Long-term solution. The Cardinals have lacked a true defensive centerpiece since drafting Jones. Parsons offers both immediate impact and a foundation piece for years to come. What's next? None of this is imminent. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones insists he's in no rush to trade his star linebacker and remains confident Parsons will eventually sign an extension in Dallas. But if that negotiation continues to stall and Jones decides the leverage has tipped in favor of getting premium assets in return, Arizona emerges as a surprisingly fitting landing spot. Cap space to sign Parsons long-term, a defense sorely lacking an anchor, willingness to part with futures to accelerate contention. For Dallas, moving on from Parsons would be painful, but the Hall and Knox's scenario would vault the Cowboys into a position of long-term roster flexibility. And for Arizona, landing Parsons could be the franchise-altering move that finally pushes them into perennial playoff contention. In NFL circles, the Parsons saga is the story to watch this summer. If talks truly break down, don't be shocked to see Desert Lightning become the next chapter in Micah Parsons' career, and a trade package headed back to Big D that would reshape both franchises for years. If Dallas truly cuts bait on Micah Parsons, you'd need a haul that fundamentally restocks its defense, and few teams have the assets and cap space to pull off such a blockbuster. Here's how Arizona could engineer the deal Catherine Knox envisions and why it makes sense for both sides. 1. The centerpiece. 2 2026 first-round picks. Why Dallas needs them. Parsons is the league's most disruptive edge rusher, 52.5 sacks, 177 pressures, and a defensive player